podcast full of mayhem awaits with Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. And it's mayhem at Chemist Warehouse. Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetics sale. It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh, Karate Kid?
Wax on, wax off. Yeah, Karate Kid. Yeah, wax
Didn't
on.
Karate Kid have like a massive comeback? Everyone was watching Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. And you know it's coming back to the cinemas again?
Is it?
With LaRusso in there and Jackie Chan's in the new movie.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, it's
God,
amazing.
How old's Jackie Chan now?
He's got to be 140.
I'm Googling that. Okay.
Google that.
Anyway,
You do.
what made you bring up Karate Kid?
I'm practicing my...
Oh, God, he's only 71.
Is that it?
Geez, he must have started movies when he was 12.
He was a kid. He's been in the scene for a long time.
Wow.
I'm practicing my my car washing technique.
Oh.
Because that's what I'm hoping is going to win.
Well, yeah, we don't actually know because we are talking about the Bucks party for Josh. Josh and Lisa are getting married legally on air on our show at the end of this month. And yesterday we revealed, because WA are voting for every element of their wedding, and yesterday we said, these are your Bucks options, and today we're going to find out how the vote went.
Yeah.
One of them, I didn't really understand why we put this one in. One of them was just him, Josh, doing a car wash with all of his friends, like in
I love it.
Speedos and Daisy Dukes and
I
whatever.
love the idea.
Washing listeners' cars.
Yeah, of being able to get the people voting on this to get there with their dirty, dirty cars.
Doesn't feel like a celebration of getting married, does it? But you're keen.
I'm keen.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
my Speedos. I laid them all out last night.
You're mainly
Have a
keen
look.
because the other option was a pamper session created by you and I.
Come
So
on,
it was
how-
like us rubbing the feet of Josh and his mates.
How
and
keen are you for that?
Oh,
one?
not at all.
That's what I thought. Now, my understanding is they're neck and neck right now.
Oh.
They are neck and neck at the Pete and Kymba Instagram on the votes through the stories there as we
go
speak.
to bounce. There's the option of all the boys to go to the bounce and just do all the trampolining, but they have to take all the kids.
Yeah.
There's 6 kids.
Which I'd be fine with that. That we'd have a ball at bounce because you just let them in. You just let them in and go, off you go. You lock the doors, go
Look,
for it.
If we're not dealing with people's toe jam, you and I are going to vote for anything.
Oh, God. Yuck. You still got time to vote, by the way, up until 8 o'clock this morning.
You do. Pete and Kymba Instagram stories.
Yeah, and click on the car wash, please.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. Best call wins. The best, the best, the best.
Best call wins. Let's stay on the topic of Bucks parties.
Yeah, because we might get away with being a little cheekier at this time in the morning because, hey, Pete, I think we could almost in about 30 seconds time call this naughty 640.
Naughty 640.
640 in the morning, we get away with being a little bit more naughty.
You know I like naughty.
Well, great. Let's talk Bucks parties. I don't know what you get up to at a Bucks party. I've never been to one that I can think of.
Mine was extremely tame. Like, mine would not be the sort of phone call you and I would want.
I remember seeing you for your Bucks night dressed as a mermaid.
Yeah, well, that was here, right? So
Yeah.
that was when we did a little celebration here, and we went off, we had all-you-can-eat steaks, right?
Yes.
Like, that's, we did that. And at my family and friends' Bucks party, they bumped in a heap of video games and we just, had a few drinks and played Daytona all night. Like that.
It's so delightful.
It was great. It was, I enjoyed it, but nothing happened, like we all just enjoyed, play a bit of Daytona and then we left.
When did a Bucks night become like that it had to be out of control? And
See, that's what I want. I want to hear the out of control ones.
yeah, because everyone's got that friend. Everyone's got the friend that just takes it too far or goes, I'll organise it.
Yes.
Leave it with me. And you
Yes.
have no idea what you're entering.
Yeah.
So 131060 best call wins. We want to hear the wildest Bucks and Hens stories
Yep.
that you have.
Who's the person out there who's currently listening to this that woke up the following morning tied to a tree somewhere?
Are we going to find the person who actually hooked up with the stripper?
Please.
Are we going to find the person whose entire marriage fell apart because on that night it got messy?
I will personally come to you if you're that person and I will stuff $50 down the front of your pants. I will do that. I'll do that for you this
there
morning.
were calls. Everyone's hanging up. Well,
want to go nuts. I mean, have there been some massive injuries that have happened off the back of Bucks nights? Surely there have been.
Yeah, I'm all about it. As we said, Naughty 640, we can hear whatever you need to tell us right now.
And of course, we're talking about this because of the Bucks currently on the voting as we speak at the Pete and Kymba Instagram through our stories for our own groom to be in a couple of weeks.
We've given Josh some pretty easy options for the Bucks night. There won't be anything too lewd going on because it could be the car wash with him and his mates having to provide a car wash for listeners. Could be the pamper day provided by you and me, which will be complete rubbish.
Absolute disaster.
Or he could be off to bounce with all of the kids,
Yep.
which is 6 of his kids, and then I guess all the other friends' kids.
And my kids.
Yeah, right.
Can't wait. Drop them off, lock the doors.
Yeah, so we're just going to live vicariously through you lot.
All right, Pat, good morning. What happened at your mate Greg's Bucks?
Dob him in with a name.
Yeah, we went out for the night, got him really, really drunk, had borrowed a set of handcuffs off one of the local coppers and stripped him off and handcuffed him to a traffic light in the main street of Kalgoorlie.
Yeah.
And
Another night in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, pretty tame, really. And we went into the palace and we're watching. Anyway, the coppers turn up. It was all organised. And they've uncuffed him and he turned around and he dropped one of the coppers.
What do you mean? Like he hit one of them?
Yeah, punched him in the face. And so we got arrested and it ended up costing me a big thank you and a bottle of Jack Daniels to get him released. So that
Jeez, mate.
God.
It sounds like you got off easy, Pat.
Imagine that you've got the local cops in on it and you're like, this will be funny, let's go do this. And then you cop a punch to the face.
Oh, wow. Emily, good morning. So tell us about this tour de pub for a Bucks party. What happened?
So it was my husband's cousin and, they decided to do a tour de pub, dressed him up as a ballerina with a gorgeous tutu, and at the last leg he fell off the edge of a cliff, heavily intoxicated, and grazed all of his face and all his body, and they had to call the bride-to-be and say, you might need to get into the car and head to the hospital because he's on his way via ambulance. And that was only a couple of weeks later, so he had a nasty scratch all down his face and body for the wedding.
Also, the way you just casually said he went over the edge of a cliff was like, this could have been much, much worse.
Oh, it could have.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Oh, Emily. And all that, there's scratches in the face on the photos and everything.
You don't want to be the friend who they hold responsible.
Yeah.
Imagine the death stares the bride is giving you as a best man at the wedding.
God. Okay. Andrew, good morning. Now, your dad tells a pretty wild story about his mate's Bucks. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so my old man, he had a couple of mates. A lot of them were doctors and anaesthetists, and he used to fly light commercial aircraft back in South Africa. And
Andrew.
Andrew, where did you go?
Hello, Andrew. Sorry, mate.
The phone dropped out.
You literally dropped out and disappeared after you said light commercial aircrafts in South Africa, which was the ultimate cliffhanger for all of us, mate.
Take us back. Take us back. What happened?
Right, so he was a pilot for a small commercial aircraft company, and they went out on a Bucks night, got absolutely wasted, strippers, the whole thing. 3 o'clock in the morning, decided to knock out the groom and pretty much put him in a plane and fly to Windhoek Airport, which is in Namibia, which is another country, without him knowing. They loaded him out there, put him on the beach and literally stripped him naked and stood back about a kilometre away with binoculars just to see his face when he woke up and realised, where the hell am I?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Andrew,
I had no idea it was so risky being friends with anaesthetists.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
On Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, it's yay or nay.
Good morning, producer Brooke.
Hello, good morning. I have a very special wedding-themed yay or nay today.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do this.
For the wedding you built, obviously.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, Josh and Lisa are getting married. We're going through all the wedding.
Is it still neck and neck on the Bucks party options?
It's so neck and neck. Like anyone could take it at this point. It's very annoying for poor Zach, our audio guy, who wants to,
create all the
things. But
well,
keep
you've
voting.
You've got 45 minutes to get on Pete and Kimber's Instagram stories and vote for Josh's Bucks party.
Yes.
Bucks party.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk weddings, yay or nay. Now, the first one, clapping as the bride walks down the aisle.
3, 2, 1.
No. Surely no one's clapping.
Sounds awkward.
I have been to many, many, many weddings where as the bride walks down the aisle, people start clapping. And I mean, it's a vibe, but part of me is always like, no, there's an acoustic musician over there they've paid for. We want to hear it.
Clapping?
Yes, they clap her down the aisle.
I can understand how people would like to celebrate the bride, and I
Yeah.
think it's a lovely thing. It just doesn't feel like the right time to clap the bride.
It only takes one.
I love that it only takes one, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. One person's done it and everyone else has just started looking around going, oh, okay.
They have to. They have to jump in, otherwise that one person.
Clap after the kiss. That's where it's meant to be. I feel.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
The look of horror on Kimber's face, though, when I said that was like, absolutely
God.
not. Do not clap at Josh and Lisa's wedding. All right, the next one, guests wearing white.
3, 2, 1.
Yay. If I had to see one more complaint on any forum ever where people are like, someone wore this dress that is moderately white, you're not stealing from the bride.
No,
Get
but
over it.
but
Everyone just relax.
No, but I think Like, I think if you're going to a semi or even very traditional wedding where the bride is going to be in white, I think it's a general rule that you don't wear white.
Yeah,
you just don't do
But
it.
people got ridiculous about it, right? Like there used to be, you can wear white if it's covered in floral patterns, if it's got flowers all over it, but the base colour is white. Who cares?
Sure.
But this is where brides have become very fussy about this, going, this person wore white and now I'm cutting them out of my family. And I'm like, that dress was more pink than like anything else.
I'm going to throw in that one of the options for what Kymba wears for Josh and Lisa's wedding is a wedding dress.
That's coming very soon.
yeah,
that
I
moment.
mean, throwing it out there.
Recently saw someone do a theme that said the theme is to show up the bride. They have asked
that.
the guests to dress to show up the bride, so just go crazy
See,
in your
that's
outfit.
cool.
I
And people
like
are
that.
going over the top, and it looks amazing.
I love
Oh,
that.
I like
That's
that.
great.
All right, last one, wedding hashtags.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
I've got some pictures for you.
What?
Some pictures.
Oh,
I'm going to
as
pitch
in
them
like,
to you. Yep.
right, for Josh and
Yep,
Lisa.
for Josh and
Some of
Lisa.
them are really useful, right?
Yeah.
Good place
Well,
to
we
put all
used-
the content, all your own photos. Everyone can find everything in the one spot.
Exactly. That's why we had one at ours.
Did you come up with something clever, or did you just call it like Pete and Liz get wed?
That was Pliz's wedding.
Please.
It was pretty
Oh,
straightforward.
Oh, I
Please.
haven't gone down that path of creating their couple name.
Yeah, we need to come up with something really good.
Because it was at the stage. It was at the stage where all of the celebrity couples had their names
Yeah.
combined. You know, it was
Yeah,
still
I get
around
it.
that sort of stuff.
Well, I've come up with hashtag loving life with Lisa. Hashtag Lisa got joshed. Hashtag
I don't mind- I don't
joshing
mind
around
that
with
one.
Lisa.
Yeah.
And this one looks funnier than it sounds. It's you had me at Lisa, but it reads as you had meet Lisa.
All right, I think we'll work on those.
Oh,
Yeah,
send
yeah.
suggestions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Brilliant.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Piano solo. Oh man, it's just such a. I almost get emotional. It's just such a vibe.
You're with Pete and Kimber.
Who cares?
With Ben Cousins.
Who
But
cares?
Pete loves nothing more than that song. Every time I hear that song, I think of you, Pete.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Every time I hear that song, I take a deep breath, actually.
Yeah, I know.
And exhale. It's like one of those songs for me, especially in a world right now where we're all feeling so burnt out. We had this incredible chat through a Dear Kymba yesterday about this.
Yeah, someone wrote in and said they are experiencing massive burnout. It's not just about having kids, it's just about feeling totally overwhelmed. And we all talked about it as a team at work, and we all sort of went, we think there's some sort of like planetary thing going on.
There's a pole in the air.
There's a feeling. Everybody is just feeling like everything's too much, and so we need help.
We have Jen Muir from Connected Parenting, who's very experienced in helping people through this feeling of burnout. Jen, good morning and welcome to the show. Is it just us, or is there a general air of everybody's feeling a bit burnt out by life right now?
It's not just you. It's definitely, and it's not just in the air. There's so many factors, but my top 3, the village has changed and we are living and working harder than ever. For those who are parents, you're also parenting harder than ever. I heard a stat the other day that actually parents are playing with their kids. Working mums today are playing with their kids more than stay-at-home mums were in 1970. On top of that, they're working. On top of that, our kids are doing more than ever. We've also got information overload coming at us from every angle. We were never meant to know so much about the world outside of our community, and so our brains are overwhelmed with that. We're busier than ever, and that is a lot, and I think it is building for people.
You know, Jen, one of the things that my wife and I talk about often when it comes to looking after the 3 kids and all of that is that we're blessed by the fact that we know so much more as parents these days. We are blessed by that fact, but at the same time, turning on my socials and Instagram feeding me non-stop reminders about the things that I can do better
or that you're not doing.
Or that I'm not doing is starting to feel like a real drag.
It's a really difficult thing. I say to parents, from the minute they have their first baby, they actually know more from that first scan in 3D about their child than we've ever known in the history of parenting. And that is a lot to take on. It's a good thing. The information is a good thing. It just won't all apply to you, and it's certainly not meant to be applied all of the time. So we need to find a way to, one of the things I talk to all people about, not just parents, is curating that news feed, removing anything that is not making you feel good, even if it's true. If it's not really working for you or it's making you feel worse as a parent or as a person, it's not going to help you. So curating your news feed is one of the best things we can do.
Jen, I suppose this applies to, we want really tangible things people can do. What we discussed yesterday was that, you know, people will go, you need to practice self-care. And we're like, other than like just having a bubble bath, what does that look like?
I know.
And that doesn't make the difference. So
it's cheesy, isn't it, the bubble bath?
And avoiding the news in general, whether you're a parent or not, I would imagine I don't watch the news. And
and a lot of people don't.
Because I'm better for it. Unless I'm out there protesting, building huts, doing the things to change the world, then I need to make my world smaller because I can't live with that guilt that I can't do anything about it.
Yes, we know so much, and therefore it shows up all these gaps of what we're not doing. And I think one of the biggest things we can do, and it's in the self-care realm, but what I really love talking about is self-compassion. And it sounds a bit like this, whether you're a parent or not, you're sitting on the couch, you're feeling really guilty about what you're not doing as a parent, as a daughter, as a son, as a friend, as a neighbour. I'm so aware of so much pressure or so many balls I'm dropping, and you might genuinely say to yourself, you know what, this is hard and I'm doing the best that I can. I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but when we talk negatively to ourselves and we're constantly pointing out what we're getting wrong, it's actually like a mean friend sitting on our couch next to us, talking negatively to us. It raises cortisol and it makes us less likely to be productive. It puts us into a spin and often can send us into fight or flight with our kids and make us a less good parent. So when we can actually catch that and go, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I'm feeling like there's not enough hours in the day, gosh, that's hard, poor me, I'm going to be really kind to myself. And then from there, it's about having a concrete, maybe if you have a partner, sitting down, looking what's happening and going, what can we ditch? What can we delegate? How can we do this differently? Because, for example, this one aspect of our family life, gosh, it's getting me down every week. Can we look at it differently? Can we ask for help? Can we lean into the village? You know, maybe the kids are doing way too many extracurricular. And we just go, you know what? One sport per kid, because that's what we can manage and still be good parents.
Yeah, Jen, I agree with that. I think that the thing I hear from my friends the most is that their kids are just enrolled in so much stuff. And I was like, we were only given one sport and one activity we enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying. It sounds like that self-compassion. I think I am trying to subscribe to that. What would this look like if it were easy? So I might say to myself, I've got to go and hit the gym today, or I've got to go exercise today, and I just cannot be bothered, or I don't have it in me. What would it look like if this were easy? It would look like a walk around the block, and that's fine. Just
there.
do something, but you don't have to do everything.
Totally.
I love
And
these.
One other tiny thing I'd say, find fun. So many of us have lost the ability for playfulness and fun.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah,
I took up basketball 5 years ago as a 40-year-old woman, mother of 4 boys. I went, do you know what? I am going to take up a team sport, and I still play every Sunday night with my girlfriends. It is so much fun.
fun is something where you lose track of time. You're not thinking about the kids. You're not thinking about the to-do list. You're not thinking about the dinner you've got to cook. You literally lose track of time and you have a really good time doing it. So finding something playful or fun, which for many of us feels like a distant memory, can make such a difference to the way we feel in terms of the overload.
Jen, I feel like we're only just scratching the surface here, so we'll have to get you back on. But for people listening to this that have found this very helpful, they can come and find you at Connected Parenting. You can Google that. Jen Muir, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, guys.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Right now, though, just to completely turn and do a 180, I do need to say this next break comes with a trigger warning, all right, because it is pretty hectic, and a little ears warning as well. It's not quite the right thing for children. Let's get stuck into it.
Give me the gossip.
Gossip Queen.
Tell me everything.
Gossip Queen Alana McLean telling us about the P. Diddy trial because it's off and running now.
Oh, we are into it, guys, and it has been an explosive first 2 days of testimony over in New York. So just to remind everyone, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him, he's got 50 names. He is up on racketeering charges, sex trafficking charges and transportation to engage in sex trafficking as well. He has denied all charges. He was offered a plea deal, which means they would have offered him some leniency. He said no to that, so the trial has commenced. Now, yesterday we had the opening statements from the prosecution and the defence, and this is where they really sort of lay the groundwork to the jury. We know there was a lot of work put into selecting the jury. That got finalised yesterday, and they really lay out where they're going to go with their arguments. So the prosecution has really opened this up, saying the public knew that this hip-hop mogul was larger than life, but that he had a darker side, that he ran a criminal enterprise for 20 years using coercion, drugs, blackmail, threats, power and violence to abuse women during days-long fueled sexual encounters, sometimes lasting days, and using male escorts. He had a tight inner circle that helped him execute that. Now, the defence, it's full on.
That is so full on.
Interesting here to note that the prosecution team is 4 women. So they've got a very high strike rate in New York with these cases. It is not an accident they've put 4 women on the lead prosecution there. The defence strategy is saying that these are sexual preferences and that although unusual, it has been made between consenting adults. The relationships are complicated and toxic, but that is not the government's business. That is not a federal crime. And interesting to note that the video that we have seen so, clearly on social media for such a long time, very abusive video of him abusing Cassie Ventura, an ex-partner, that was shown very early yesterday. They've put that out to the jury.
You can't unsee that.
Yeah.
If you have seen that footage, every time you mention it, my mind flashes back to the most horrific stuff.
Yep.
It's dreadful. How are they going to possibly justify that?
The defence has basically conceded. They said, look, it's a domestic violence, absolutely hands down. He is not a good man in that sense, but that is a state charge. We're here on different federal charges, and that cannot be sort of brought into the burden of proof when it comes to this
That's ridiculous because you're like, what? The way a person conducts themselves in every part of their life should be indicative of what the kind of stuff they get up to. You're like, well, how can it not be part of your character?
I suppose it will. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of them as they go ahead and this trial plays out, nobody can unsee that footage.
Yeah.
So it's going to play into it in some way.
Well, Cassie Ventura is the star witness for the prosecution. Now, she is heavily pregnant, 9 months pregnant, but she took to the stand. It was absolutely explosive. Take a listen.
Just after 11 a.m., she was sworn in and within minutes broke into tears while reliving the alleged physical and psychological abuse at the hands of Diddy, saying he would, quote, knock me over, drag me, kick me, and stomp me in the head if I was down.
My God.
Yeah.
And we all witnessed it.
Yeah. And she went on to explain, things that are more relevant to this federal charge, but it has been a really massive first couple of days in court. So we will see where we go. We've got 2 more witnesses yet to take the stand and, of course, the cross-examination as well from the defence.
Yeah.
I couldn't be in the jury.
No, oh God, no.
Straight up, lock him up. What a cretin.
And what's really interesting about this as well, you mentioned the government and how they're saying it's basically not your business. Well, the government kind of, in a way, has to make it their business because if if they end up winning, if the defence wins, then that's basically the government wiping their hands of this, and that sets a precedent for every other case like this as well, where they can't intervene.
Yeah, and another interesting curveball, I thought, is social media and news. Now, this case is going to go for potentially 10 weeks. They're saying, obviously, the jury can't have access to that. But if they do, and there's grounds to believe that they have seen something that is going to create bias, either side could potentially go for a mistrial, and maybe that is a loophole that we should be keeping an eye on as well.
Hey, we're going to... this isn't the only trial going on. Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
This trial from ages ago when she got robbed when she was in Paris.
In Paris.
It's like a decade ago.
I know.
Yep.
It literally a decade ago. We're going to come back with you after 8:30 this morning with the latest on that as well. And, of course, look, some really tragic, horrific topics discussed there. If it has triggered anything for you, the Lifeline number is 13 11 14.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Now, Pete, we don't get many opportunities on this show to do shout-outs. We meet people and they go, give us a shout-out on air. And we're like, look, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, good morning, Carol.
We don't get to.
Morning, Steve.
But on this occasion, you and I both thought we would like to give a shout-out.
Oh, it just knocked us over this morning.
This was
honestly
just such a beautiful start to our morning. I want to give a shout-out to the Paskins, the Paskin family. What a pack of sweethearts, all of you. I came to work this morning and found this package, and it is full of cards and beautiful gifts because the Paskin children had been quite moved by the fact that I'd had some time off work, and then I came back, and when I came back I did tell everybody I'd been bullied and harassed online, and it took a toll on me and I just couldn't be at work. And I have received the sweetest cards with amazing messaging like positivity, love, strength, happiness, kindness, amazing, and pictures of rainbows and all sorts of gorgeous things to bring courage and to not feel down about what happened. And the intelligence and the emotional intelligence of these kids is really blown me away.
And you can tell from the handwriting, they are kids. They are clearly young kids.
Yeah.
That are writing these. It's astounding.
It's beautiful. Like, Amara has said to me, I want to let you know how happy I am that you're back on the air, and I'm sorry that you've had jerks treat you terribly.
Great work. Great. It's brilliant.
And also her brother Rylan, who this was just amazing. He said, I'm sorry to hear what you went through, and I just wanted to share my insight from when I was bullied. Words are only words unless you give them meaning. Stay strong.
Amazing.
Absolute
like I said,
sweetness.
Just knocked us over this morning.
And this sort of love and thoughtfulness for other people we wanted to just, acknowledge and push forward, because this is the kind of stuff that can help people go into their day going, how can I pay it forward to someone else?
Absolutely.
Being kind like that and being so thoughtful, we are really appreciative.
And God knows there's plenty of people listening to this right now that are going to go into days where they're going to be feeling a little bit anxious about what's on the way.
Yeah.
Hope it helps you too.
I just want them to know they brought absolute brightness to our day, and we hope that has, also brought it to other people. Thanks, guys.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Okay, Pete, I've Googled it and it says here, massage the shoulder blades themselves with a light touch. Glide the pads of your thumbs over the flat part of the shoulder blades in wide sweeping circles.
Yep.
I'm just Googling how to give a shoulder and neck massage in case that is what has won for the Bucks night for Josh's wedding.
Right, because that is one of the options, Josh. And Lisa, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good. Nervous.
We'll see how this goes.
We haven't seen the results yet. For the last 24 hours, guys, WA have been voting on, Josh, what your Bucks party will look like. And we hadn't actually seen the results, but the fact that Pete and I put ourselves forward to give you and your mates a pamper session, we were quite nervous about
so
how.
lovely of you.
Well, we were nervous about how close it comes, right? Because the producers have been saying this has been the tightest vote that we've had so far.
Looks like it.
I mean, we wanted to get to know yous, but we didn't really get to know you, Josh.
What have you been doing each day? Have you been waking up each morning and checking Instagram to see where the vote is at, or are you just letting it slide?
No, I've been having a look, definitely.
Have you?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, mate? All right.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
So does this mean you know what has won and we don't?
Pretty much. Well, according to the votes.
Okay. Because the options were that we could be going to Bounce, which is the big trampoline centre with all the kids. You had to take everyone's kids. The Pamper Day by me and Pete, and the car wash where you and your mates would just be in Speedos or Daisy Dukes or whatever you're doing and washing listeners' cars.
Nice. I'll put on a spit. Like if it's that one, I'll make it good. Like,
Josh,
Sweet.
Josh, if you know, why don't you reveal what are we doing for your Bucks night?
Well, we're doing a car wash.
We are, buddy.
Doing a car wash. You better get on the.
We're doing a car wash.
Oh, Lisa put on that last night.
Oh, you played the song. You thought car wash was going to get across the line.
How's hey Josh, how's the rig looking these days, bud? You good? Actually, I should ask Lisa. How's his rig?
It looks great.
Yeah,
His rig's great.
Josh, how are your mates going to feel? I was never sure about this one because I thought it's your Bucks party. You should be having a good time, but actually we're putting you to work. How do you think your mates are going to feel about coming along and washing cars with you?
Well, I'm going to get on the phone to them today and we'll see how they go.
Fantastic. Come on then, boy.
They'll be forced either way.
I bet you have fun though. I can see lots of great videos coming out of this.
I'm thinking slow motion music video. I got ideas. Josh?
I'm sure Lisa does as well.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the person who pulls up in their car and Pete starts just throwing himself across the bonnet.
Yep. I hope it's a strong bonnet.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, Josh. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, sweet. It will be.
Now, Lisa, of course, we got to sort the hens out, don't we? So,
good God.
yes, sit tight. When we come back, we're going to reveal the options for the hens party, okay?
Nice.
All right. Stay with us.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
We are getting so close. It's a couple of weeks until Josh and Lisa will get married live on our show, a proper legal wedding, and they have allowed the people of WA to vote on all the elements of the wedding. So you've chosen that, it's going to be at Barrett Lane, that Lisa's going to skydive in her Temu dress, assuming it's turned up on time. We don't know. And we've got Sockledge & Co. designer rings, which are going to be gorgeous. And we've just heard that the Bucks party will be the car wash. We had 29% of the vote went to Bounce. 32% of the vote was the Pamper Day by Pete and Kymba, but 38% took it out for the car wash.
Car wash, yeah, boy.
Nice.
Get in there nice and deep like, Joel.
Okay.
Yeah, boys.
Lisa, has this made you confident about your hens party?
No, not at all.
All right, well, we better give you some options, hey?
Okay.
All right, because we've got to get
Here
the
we
girls
go.
together and do something really great.
Yeah,
It's not every day you get married.
Not every day.
exactly.
Okay. Well, I think really the important thing is let's talk about the relaxing one first, shall we?
Okay, let's do that. I'll give you let's set the scene here. This is nice.
Because, Lisa, you might need some time out. You've got the 6 kids, you're pretty busy. You need a chance to relax where you don't have any responsibilities. You don't need to do anything. You can just sit back and relax with your friends, you, me and the girls, on a train to nowhere. We're just going to put you on a train on any line and it goes wherever it goes. And that is how we spend our hens party. Doesn't it sound relaxing?
I mean, I don't do public transport, but
You do now.
Sure, I'm all for that. That's
What a glowing endorsement for our rail network. I don't do public transport.
So a train to nowhere, that's one of them.
okay.
Or perhaps you would like to vote for the cowgirl line dancing.
Did love that.
All the babes getting together, doing the line dancing together. Sounds like a good
Okay.
way to spend it.
Yeah, sorry, baby. That's right.
You do love country music, so
Yes, he
That's
does.
true.
it's already your vibe.
I got 2 left feet though, so this could be interesting.
Well, there's still another option.
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe, do you like a cocktail?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're just thinking that maybe the girls would just love a time where we just have some gorgeous cocktails, enjoy some beautiful drinks, except all of those drinks will be served while you are in an ice bath.
Oh my gosh, babe.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Yes, it does.
Hey?
I love ice baths.
Do you really?
I really do.
She loves a cold shower.
Get out! Ice baths and cocktail. We thought we had you nailed, honestly.
I think they're good options.
I think they're great.
You don't even know what to vote for now because that relaxing
don't.
train ride to nowhere sounds brilliant.
It does.
You've got the cowgirl line dancing or ice bath cocktails. You need to vote now. It is on the Pete and Kymba Instagram stories. Come on, WA, get in and make history happen for these people.
If you had to vote right now, Lisa, what would you vote for?
Oh, for me or my friends?
Hey, it's your hands. It can be whatever you want.
I'd do the ice bath.
The ice bath.
So
That's wild.
sorry.
Josh?
I love this.
Yeah, I'd give it the ice bath.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Because every time we go out, we always drink cocktails.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Brilliant.
WA. Give them the ice baths. There you go.
Get in there, make your vote, and we will speak to you two tomorrow when we reveal the vote just after 8 o'clock. Everyone's only got 24 hours to make a choice.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Awesome. Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys.
Bye.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Now, we're getting to know this wonderful couple, Lisa and Josh, through the wedding you built, which, by the way, you're currently voting at the Pete and Kymba Instagram. Just click the stories on the Hens options.
Yep.
Right? But through this, we're also getting to know their kids. They're a blended family.
There's 6 kids between them with this family now, so it's a lot. Like, they essentially have 3 9-year-olds.
Yep.
A 13-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Now, a couple of days ago, we had them in here after the show to record some things, right? Because there's a lot that we're doing while all of this is playing out.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to know the kids a little bit.
And it's been really nice to find out what their relationships are like with each other and how the type of kids that they are and how supportive they are of their mum and dad getting married. It's very cool.
And we want you to get to know them as well. So take a listen to this.
How you going, mate? How are you?
Yeah, really well. Got a few of the kids in here as well.
Yes,
Scarlett,
we do.
Holly, and Harriet.
Yep.
Hey.
Beautiful girls.
Hey.
Are you getting around in a sort of small passenger bus? How do you
pretty
guys
much.
travel? Because there's 6 kids.
Yeah, this morning we did 2 cars, that's for sure. So we're 2 cars today.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, can we just say, because we've spent a little bit of time getting to know the kids, far out, you guys have done an amazing job. They are such beautiful, well-mannered and incredibly well-spoken kids as well.
Yeah, no, they're very lovely kids, all of them. And yeah, we're very happy to have them, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. The emotional intelligence behind all of them and the things they've shared with us, they're so looking forward to you guys getting married.
Yeah, sweet.
I would say even more so than us.
Yeah,
They're thrilled.
They're all excited, that's for sure.
100%. Now, we've been choosing various things, and people listening to the show have been choosing various things. Just quickly, before we get to what we're about to do, how's everything going with the options that you guys have heard so far?
Oh, we're absolutely stoked. Yeah, very excited on all the options. We thought it'd be that everyone would be choosing a lot more crazier stuff than they have done I know it's very tame just still at the moment. We'll see what happens though.
What are you talking about? Your wife will be skydiving into the wedding. That doesn't feel that tame, Josh.
Oh, well, she was actually up for that, and that's sort of what we actually thought would be crazy in this whole thing, to be honest, before we even came in to do all this.
Yeah.
We sort of thought, they might do skydiving. And then there it is. One off.
Look, in the past, what we found is that when we've done these weddings before, the couples sort of struggle with the idea sometimes that they just don't know what's coming up, and they find that they have friends and family quite regularly trying to touch base to go, well, what do we wear? When do we get there? What's the deal? And you have to just be comfortable with saying we have no answers for
it's
you.
pretty much what we've been doing. So you'll know when we know.
Because WA are voting on everything, and we don't know day by day what that's going to be.
Yeah, that's a great thing about it.
One of the things we haven't covered off yet is what your guests will be wearing. Last year we did it at the op shop, and everybody got dressed on the day in the op shop and just wore whatever they could find.
Yeah, they had a ball. It was awesome.
Yeah, I did watch that one and have a look.
Yeah, so this year, I mean, we've had some ideas thrown around. Like, is there any outfits that you yourself would like to wear or what you think your guests should be wearing?
Oh, good country theme would be cool.
A country theme? Because you guys like country music.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
in chaps.
Everyone in chaps.
Everyone in chaps. Right.
Well, it's pretty easy too. I think you could throw that together. A bit of denim, bit of flannelette.
Yeah.
You should be right.
Well, Scarlett, because Scarlett's in here with Holly and Harriet, the twins as well. And Scarlett's got the cowboy boots on as we
She does.
speak.
Yeah, she loves those.
I believe, Scarlett, that you said that the idea of maybe Josh being dressed in a hot dog costume.
Yes.
A hot dog?
Yeah.
You don't think that would be a problem, turning up to get married as a hot dog?
No.
No, you love
Mum
it?
would be dressed as a cupcake.
And a cupcake.
A hot dog and a cupcake.
Yes.
I like that.
Yep, big random on that one.
I'll tell you what, it's not too bad because earlier she was suggesting snail. So I feel like you're in a better position than you were. I asked Caden the same question. Caden said he would like to see all the guests dressed in an 80s or 90s theme.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That'd be interesting on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll bring back hypercolour T-shirts.
Yeah.
So excited. All right. Well, look, we've got some great options there. And thank you very much, everybody, for giving them to us. It's a lot for us to think about.
Yeah, this is going to be very exciting. And I love that because you're all up for anything. I get the impression the kids are pretty much the same. It
Yeah,
feels like
pretty
whatever
much.
we put them in, they're going to go with.
Yep, 100%.
Mate,
Right.
I am going to throw this out there.
Go on.
If the hot dog suit makes an appearance in the votes, I'm voting for it.
Nice. I'm sure all the kids will too.
Yeah, I need you to know that. Yeah,
go
All
for
right,
it.
Good luck. They are such a lovely family.
Oh, it's just
honestly.
a nice little intro into them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get to know them further over the process of the next couple of weeks before they are legally wed on this show live on air.
All right, well, just back to the current voting. So the Hens options are what you're voting on for right now, okay? And then tomorrow after 8, the results will be revealed, but you can head to the Pete and Kymba stories on Instagram right now to go and cast your vote.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Give me the gossip.
Gossip Queen.
Tell me everything.
Gossip Queen Alana McLean, everyone is currently on trial in America.
I feel like I'm doing some kind of pseudo law degree, trying to break down all these cases and get to the bottom of it all.
Well, you've done an amazing job telling us what's happening with P. Diddy, and we'll stay across that. But also, I don't understand this one. Apparently, Kim Kardashian is in trial at the moment.
Yes, she has been in a Paris court testifying because she was held at gunpoint, robbed of $10 million worth of jewellery back in 2016.
10 years ago.
She went there to testify overnight and has faced some of these alleged attackers.
Why is this only happening now? Surely 10 years ago, did they not have the people? Did they not know who it was?
Well, this is interesting because it was part of a broader sort of crime syndicate. So they had to arrest 17 people. Then it was ordered to be sent to trial in 2021. But at that time, we were obviously still dealing with the COVID lockdowns. France was holding that criminal trial over its November 2015 terror attacks. Plus, there's been 2,000 documents that they need to submit into evidence. So I guess in this case, it's just that's the time that it's taken to get it actually to court.
What? I didn't even have kids back then. When this happened, I didn't have kids.
Such a
That's
long
where your mind
time.
went,
Yeah.
to that little happy place.
Oh, we were such different people.
So, what are they learning then? Because at the time, I remember it being it felt violent or it felt scary. Because
So she was in Paris. She'd been to a fashion show. She was alone in her sort of apartment. And this was her recounting some of that experience way back on Network on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
My door was open like this, and then I saw two guys holding another guy down, but right outside of my bedroom, 5 feet away. So I slid off my bed and picked up my phone, and I'm like, I don't know how to call 911 in a different country. And then the guy came in, grabbed the phone from me, threw me on the bed, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah, it was really full on. She had cable ties. She was in a bathtub. She was robbed. Apparently later they said, take us to the rapper's wife, and they didn't actually know who she was. She went on Ellen a couple of years later and she talked about how it's changed her life.
They had been following me for 2 years, and they have been hearing interviews that I did, getting excited about this jewelry and saying that it's, real. And it's not to say that I'll never wear jewelry again or anything like that. just my whole life has changed as far as like how I travel and what, security. I never thought that I needed security staying outside my door, even though I had a lot of jewelry. And if you think about it, I should have had a security guard outside my door 24/7 when I'm traveling, and I didn't. Now I have several, just for me to be able to sleep at night.
It's amazing. That's the other thing. The Ellen Show was still on. That's how long ago this was.
Oh, I'm glad you're having a good little trip down memory lane.
Oh, mate, this is so
during this one.
So nostalgic for me.
Easy for her to even remember this stuff. Like, I know trauma might stay with you and she might recall every event, but 10 years later, when you're trying to give an accurate portrayal of what took place, there's so much happened in your mind in that time. It must be very hard.
Well, she handled herself extremely well in court from the reports that are coming out. She faced one of the attackers. He actually read out a letter and apologised to her, and she actually said the words, "I forgive you. I appreciate your letter. I forgive you." So, I mean, it's taken a lot for her to get there. She showed up with a huge diamond necklace, earrings, the ring, I guess as a symbolic statement to be
it's
like,
clearly symbolic.
Don't you think? I will rise above you. You can take my stuff and I will get it back and I will rise above. So a huge trial and, certainly a cultural moment in time.
Yeah, unbelievable. Sia's Cheap Thrills was the number one song in that year. That's how long ago this was. Anyway,
2016, walk down memory lane, care of Pete Corelli.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins are off to grab a bargain, and you can too with Chemist Warehouse. Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetics sale.